Okay, everyone, welcome to the first live stream that I'll be doing on development. We will try to get through as much as we can. So, we are going to be going through the sheathing and unsheathing of weaponry, the socketing for the weaponry, adding stats so we equip weapons to the player, so the weapons actually mean something. And obviously switching between primary, secondary weapon and their weapon attachments. So hopefully we shouldn't run into any problems, but I usually do all my programming live, on the fly, so we'll see. I have nothing prepared in advance. We'll just see how it goes. So the first thing that we're going to need to do here is obviously check the socketing information for the weapons. So if I go, now sometimes I get lost in all of these folders, so you'll just have to bear with me. I think it's actually in items. Okay, yeah. So we need to add some stuff here. We got the weapon. We got the attachments. Okay, so actually no, we don't. We've already got them there. Here we have the skeleton, and obviously we need the socket tie weapon here. So I will try go through and explain sort of what I'm doing, but it's not meant to be a tutorial. But we'll see. If you do have any questions, feel free to post them. Let's go see. Get a. So we're gonna line this weapon up so if when we equip it, obviously everything's all good. So it's gonna take some trial and error. Needs to come that way a little bit. Okay. Nearly there. Okay. So right now we're just trying to align this socket up. Okay, what's that like? I think that's let's move this up. Sadly, creating games isn't all fun. Some of it is quite tedious. Okay, just lift that up a little bit. Is that going the wrong? I think that's going the wrong way, isn't it? Oh no, it was definitely going the right way. Okay, I think that should be okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. So you have the weapon socket, and the weapon is attached to that now. Oh, well, we will attach it to that socket, but it seems to be lined up alright. So, first, obviously, we need to actually equip the weapon and sheath it, etc. So, where's the combat stuff? There's so much stuff here. It's mad. So we're going to create a second socket actually for when the weapon is sheathed. So if I put this back to the start here, and I don't know where should we have it? Should we have the weapon sheathed on the back, or I think we'll just put it on the back for now. I think that's probably one of the better places to put it. Make bows, weapons, always look better on your back. So now this one shouldn't be too hard to line up. I need to make room for, obviously, when get some models for where the sheaths. How does that look? And it's not going to tell me. Wow, that's interesting. There isn't one there. We'll see what it looks like in the game. If we need to adjust it, we can always adjust it then. So obviously here we need to make sure, do we have should have unarmed, so now so obviously if we're unarmed, we don't have a weapon, don't need to do anything. We just come out of the entire combat state. The main thing is if we have a weapon equipped, meaning it's no longer unarmed, so that's what we really need to do. So, if we have a weapon equipped, we will need to go through our equipped items and get the reference to the weapon itself. So, now obviously this is just a struct, which basically when you equip something, it gets stored into the struct, the slot type and the actual reference to it, which you'll see a little later on when we actually go into the inventory stuff and equip it. But we mainly need to find the one that is the weapon here. So slot is the weapon. Yeah, I named the actual sockets the same as the exact naming of the enum slot types, because then it's much easier to check things and equip things. Once we find this, basically, my computer's going so slow today. So we find this, we no longer need to carry on doing a loop. Efficiency. Now, let's get some space. Maybe over here. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I like to line everything up. To these lines here, I don't know if you'll notice, but everything is lined up to these lines here. It doesn't have to be, it's just the way that I do it. Very weird. Okay, so yeah. Now, what we need to do is attach this back to the mesh, but under the socket name, which is weapon sheath. And then we can break it. That should break up at here, and then you want to set that to false now, and because we no longer have a weapon equipped. There is one thing I want to add on here before I forget, and let's check we're actually passing through valid information, right? And if it's not valid, that might be because we never had a weapon in the first place or something like that. So I'll just end the loop. That should be relatively simple stuff. So we check if we're unarmed, which we shouldn't be. Check if we've got a weapon equipped. If we do, and we'll go through our equipped items, find the weapon, check that the reference is valid, attach that to the sheath socket, and then set this to false because it's no longer equipped. Now, when we're unsheathing, it's a little bit different because we need to attach the socket, or rather attach to the weapon socket, but obviously we need to get that information from the inventory. So what we need to do is pass the reference of a class first thing that we're going to want to do here is check if this is valid, because they may have a weapon already here, right, and in the equipped items, because just because it's equipped, that could be equipped but sheathed or equipped or unsheathed. So when we call this, we'll pass through that reference of this equipped item, and if that's obviously a valid reference, it means that they have a weapon and it's obviously just sheathed at this moment in time. So we can go through here. At this point we know that we do have a weapon, and we can get rid of that stuff because that's all good. So we basically need to run this again. The only difference is, obviously, when we attach it to a socket, we're going to attach it to the weapon socket itself directly. So now, so it's not valid, then so if we ever call this, i.e. we press C to equip the weapon, we don't have one, obviously, then we are unarmed. And that should be the Sheathing Unsheathing, which we'll test in a second once we actually get the equipping done, because obviously it's going to do nothing right now because we can't actually equip the weapon until we do that code. So the other thing I want to do here is I need to add a reference. And we have this. We need to pass this reference through. So you can pass that through, if it even exists, if it's even valid, which is why we've got this thing here. Okay, so say all this. Terrible if it just crashed. Do it all over again. Especially the lining on the skeleton. So for example purposes, instead of going and kind of trying to find a weapon, I've already started us with a basic sword in the inventory. So when we start, we can try equip that, and hopefully it'll work. But first, we need to actually allow the slots to be equipped. So we're going to use basically the same way that the armor is done. And the way that the armor is done is that we store a reference on a widget, obviously from items that we can equip. We figure out the slot type and the class that we're trying to equip, and then we push that through. And essentially double check if we already have something in that slot or not before we do anything else. And then obviously lastly remove it from the inventory and add it to the equipped items. Likewise, when we're unequipping, we remove it from the equipped items and add it to the inventory. So we're going to do the equipping of the weapons pretty much the same way. So if we go into here, we have slot types, and if I go into widgets here and we look at our gear info, you should, or we should, when I find it, let's search. It kind of looks like this, and obviously we've got all our armor here. So we're going to add also the weapons here as our slots, just likewise here, and all these slots will store their own information. So to start with, let's just duplicate this ring slot 2 and call it weapon slot, and we can change its default because that's just not good for what do you call it, a weapon. If we even have one for a weapon. If not, we can always just use, I don't know, random icon. Should go with the axe. We'll go with the axe. Why not? Where's the image? There we go. Nice little weapon swap. So, what we do here, obviously we get the earning of this widget, we get the equipped, we check if we have a weapon already here, so then we also save the reference of that, and come down here, at which point we do all the setting the image and texture and things. However, so this is on construction, so we get the image of the item, I suppose, if we have one already equipped, that is weapon. And then obviously on unequip, we will fire the unequip stuff from here. Although we're going to change some of this, so now we could basically just fire this exact same stuff up here, but then there's no fun in actually showing you anything, so I'll recreate it down here basically, so that if I need to do anything else as well with weapons specifically and armor specifically later on in the future, I have the two different ones that I can manipulate separately without affecting each other one. If that makes sense to you guys. And this weapon equip, and so we got these two. There's a couple of things we need to pass through here. We need to pass through a slot type, a class, at the very least. We deal with classes until we need to instantiate it. None of them, I don't think, anyway. What is it? Just name slot type. There we go. Found it. I think that's everything. Oh yeah, we need the index. The inverter. Of course we do. When we're removing it out of the inventory. So first of all, we need to check if we have a weapon already in the slot, so if we have a sword already equipped, we don't need to equip the second sword, for example. So if we get the equipped items, we can actually run through all of these to find out which slot we're trying to equip to, and find out if there is anything in that equipment slot already. So if we break this down and check. Now, if this even exists in the first place, i.e. this is ever true, then we have something equipped already, because otherwise the slot type of weapon would not be in this array. So we can create a check for that. So basically here I'm creating a quick boolean check, so you can basically set that to false, and then obviously going to this array we can change the outcome of this array, or boolean rather. So we can basically do, we only care if this ever comes true. Now, I could just hook that straight up into there. The reason I'm not is because if, let's say, we go through all of these, get the weapon, and that's true, we're going to set that one to true, but then when we go through to the attachment, for example, that's then going to get switched back to false. So I like a branch here to then set it so it will only get done once, if that is ever true, as opposed to every single iteration of the loop. So yeah, if there are any programs here and I'm like, well, why don't you just hook that straight up in, that's why. Now that we can confirm if an item already exists or not, we can simply do a one branch check here to essentially do that. Obviously if it is, then we don't want to do anything at this point, because the player is trying to equip a weapon that is already equipped. And let's just make sure that's replicated as well. Yeah. I love replication. So annoying. So yeah, if this ever comes of true, then obviously the user's clicked on an item while they have an item in their slot already. Whether that's a sheathed or unsheathed, they still have a weapon equipped, whether it's on the back or whatever. And until they remove that item, we don't want to do anything else after that point, because we don't need to. If we do need to, that's where it becomes a little bit different. So from here, I don't know if you can hear my dog, by the way, but I apologize if you can. She's a bit of a whinger when I'm not sat with her 24/7. So here, obviously, we can go ahead and start spawning this now, because obviously we know we can equip it. There's a place to equip it. Yay. Don't really care about any of that, because when we attach it to the socket, it's going to basically be attached to a specific location relative to the player, so it doesn't matter if that spawns initially at 000, which is in the middle of the world somewhere. So it would be hilarious if this just randomly spawned, and in the exact frame that this spawned, someone tried to run into it. That'd be funny, but very unlikely. Now we need that equip ref here. So if you recall, when we're sheathing and unsheathing the weapon, if I can find it again, it's right there in front of me. Okay, so when you recall here, we pass through this weapon reference, and that's the equip ref, because if we've got something equipped already, it will be stored here. I could just probably change this to equip weapon ref, probably makes more sense. But I think that's because we use it over here. Yeah, that's because we use it over here as well. No, hold on. We'll duplicate this and call this equip armor ref. Real quick. And just replace this, we'll get no, no issues. I need you. So keep these two completely separate, right? So do I use that here? No, I don't think so. Okay, so we should be good with that. If we already have a weapon equipped, this will already be set, so it doesn't really matter. So now that we have a reference to it, we can go ahead and basically add this to our equipped items array and remove it from our inventory, basically. So that's the next part. Yay. If we get this, we should be able to get the damage of it. Right. Because at this point, I've already validated that they can equip this weapon, they are equipping this weapon, so we can adjust these accordingly. So if we set so I'm trying to determine whether I use a min-max value, which you see sometimes in MMOs, or whether I just use a straight up damage. Like, there you go. That's the exact damage that you can do. I think for now I'm just gonna go with a one singular value that I can just simply use. So let's see, or rather just double check which value that is. Some of this stuff I set up months ago is like, what was it again? Let me unlock all of these damn things. No. So much information. Visual check. Alright, it's P damage. So, I see, yeah. So that's the public version of the damage. So I need the private one. I think it's just called damage. See. Anyway, dog's so loud. Wow, I didn't realize how loud she would be. No, we don't want that. Where's the inventory? And we need the equipped item slots as well. So now that we have this, we can add the current item to that by making our own struct or type of struct, and the slot type is obviously going to be the type that we push through here. I suppose we don't really need slot type here, we can just set slot type weapon because there is only one slot of type. This slot type was useful when we was doing the armor because there's many different types of armor you can equip, but here there is no need for slot type, to be fair. So I'm just neaten that up because it's either a staff or a sword and shield, a sword, or bow, whatever it is you're equipping, right? So we might actually need to do is have a primary weapon and secondary weapon slot types, so we can switch between the two. So there will be more than one slot type. Well, for now let's just get the weapon. Just finish this script off before I lose where I was. Then we'll go add the slot type of the primary and the secondary. There we go. And then obviously we can then remove index from the inventory because we no longer need this. And then if the player is still in the inventory, we can just refresh that so that it updates. Again, this will need to be replicated because if the server doesn't know what type of weapon you're using, to be honest, this will probably all be run on the server anyway. Because obviously, we don't want the player to tell the server that information. We want the server to tell the player that information. So here I have it on in client, and that's because when I run on the server, when the server's not live, it can sometimes cause a problem. So sometimes I'll just set it to this until I'm ready to upload it, then I'll change it. But we'll see if this doesn't run for whatever reason when we test it, we'll change it to client side only, and we'll just update it all at the end. So that's basically that will allow us to equip. Now so here when we click the option to unequip it, we equip it from the weapon here. Okay, so that's all good. Now let's go back to here and we'll do the unequipping of the item. Now I don't think there's any special parenthesis that is sensor, no, it just the slot type, which is obviously so that the game knows what slot type we are unequipping. So here we can have slot type to unequip or slot type. So, and all we really need to do here is go through all of our equipped items. We need to find the one that matches this slot specifically. Also, if we are unequipping an item, then obviously it already exists, otherwise you're not clicking on an item slot or an item in that slot. So it makes it a little bit easier for validating, because I don't need to do is valid or check, because we'll know if we get here. There has to be something equipped. It would be impossible to fire this with it not being equipped. So basically, once we find the right slot type, we want to remove it from the array. So we can remove this specific item. Then and that. That's the item that we want to remove. So, and then we also need to add it back into the inventory. So if we get the inventory now, and add this, I don't need to worry about any mass here because weapons, armor, and all that stuff, it can't stack, so there's only one per row. So thankfully I don't need to do any mass here to add it onto a current stack or check if it's stackable or not, because I already know weapons and items aren't stackable. So if we get this reference and get a class, not that. That's the wrong get class. We can add this class back into the thingy of quantity 1. I don't need to worry about setting all these because it's not stackable, and the image and the rarity get set elsewhere from class defaults. So once we have added that back into our inventory, then we no longer need this. Not that one. Where's the equip weapon ref? So we can destroy this and not worry about it. So obviously then when we next go to unsheath the weapon, if for example we get it out, go into combat, and it's unsheathed, and then we go to sheath it, this will come through here and this won't be valid, meaning we can set unarmed here as well, actually, just to be extra sure that at this point we have no weapons. So that's off the not valid. So if we've got no item in the slot, yeah, and likewise if we go to unsheath the weapon, i.e. get it from our back to our hand, then this will be passing through an invalid reference. Thus, when it's valid is checked, it will set it to unarmed, meaning we don't really need to do much else. So let me just comment these out, because otherwise I get lost. So much easier. And this one is unequipped weapon. So yeah, there we go. We can always find them again. Now, so we need to elaborate a little bit on the sheathing and unsheathing now, because we need to actually oh wait, no, I already did the socketing, didn't we? I think we did anyway. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, okay. I already did the socketing. So that's fine. Yeah, I was gonna go and do the socketing again, but we've already done it. Did that first. So that's the sheathing and the unsheathing, which is great. So next thing is we now need to add the secondary weapon slot type, and that's basically just going to be obviously the same location and stuff as the current socket. At least we need to line it up. So we had a new one here at the end. Secondary weapon. Closely primary, secondary, great stuff. Can I just simply duplicate? Nope. That's fine. So here, I believe it was a hand where we created. That's okay. We need to name it the exact same as the enum, which I believe was secondary weapon. I think it was the secondary weapon that we named it in the enum. Let's have a look. New animations, items. I think it was. Yeah, just to be sure, I'll just copy that. Paste it. No, it's fine. All this needs to be obviously the same, because it'll be equipped to the same place, right? Which weapon we are visibly showing right now will be still to the same location, rotation, etc. And we don't need a secondary back pocket here, because obviously that will just be whichever one you have actually got equipped or using, whatever. So it does mean we do need to actually pass the slot type rather than just send it in here. So there's two now, two potential ones. Catch any bugs before they come. Okay. Right, and yeah, we already do that check there. Okay. So because this weapon slot, I don't want to do that one. Unequip. Weapon. This one's also the main weapon slot, so it's this one. Likewise, when we duplicate this again, it will be the secondary one, and then we'll add them on here, get things working. Where is it now? Gear information. Okay. So what we want here is the inventory. Now, so if go to where they're stored, we should just be able to drag and drop them. Or at least this is what I did last time. And then just resize. So we'll do something a little bit different with these because we need some kind of attachment as well. So attachments will be kind of, so you have a bow and you want to make a oh boy. Okay, I should be reconnected now. For some reason my streaming software just disconnected. So apologies for that. I don't know why. It just did. So hopefully that doesn't happen too many times. Apologies if it does. Anyway, so it was adding the primary and secondary slots as well. So we have these slots here now, and obviously from here we now need to do something with these because the functionality is there, but they're not actually going to specifically do anything, not off the bat anyway. So if we go to, I think it's on the gear screen. So is it here where we, nope, that's where the rendering stuff is, so it's the inventory then, just fine. So, here obviously, we create slots and then we set the item or loop, whatever you want to call it, or refer it to as here. This is where the equip is. So if we're equipping an item, yeah, this looks a little bit messy. So, but basically all we're doing here is just going to the widget and firing the equip armor. For the armor specifically anyway. And essentially, or rather not the widget, the player. So that's all we basically need to do as well. So the first thing that we do here, for all the weapon types, weapons, attachments, and now secondary weapon, we check to see if this class that we are using, loot or item or whatever, because this is used for many different things, is valid. Once that is valid, then we can actually do something with it, and in our case is to equip the item itself. So weapon equip, yay. Now the weapon unequip is obviously fired when you click on the actual slot itself, so we don't need to do anything with unequipping right now. And because each item slot that's created will have its own slot type, we can just use that as well. And the index, I think, is also set from the player. So what we essentially do is we go through obviously the array, that's in the inventory. We set the class, we set the index that it is, I set the quantity, so all this stuff. And then when we create the item slot and we set it, we then get the item class defaults and then get the slot type as well. So that's this stuff up here. I'll get the slot type, set it, and then get rid of the reference that we're using to do that. So that's where we get all their information from, basically, is what I wanted to show you guys. So we can just then pass that information through to the weapon equip functionality, which obviously does all its things here. So with any joy, let's see if we actually run into any problems here with this equipping, and then if all works fine, which it should, but might not, we'll see. Then we'll go on to adding the second slot on and switching between two different weapons, and we'll probably look at doing the separate animations for them as well, so that one sword might have XYZ animations, the other might have the other. So it is a bit dark, you'll have to wait for the sun to rise, but as you can see we've got our slots here, got a character here. Hopefully this is going to equip. No, it's not. No, okay. So we have an issue with equipping it. Let's take a look. So where's the player? So isn't found. If this is false, then we do this. Okay, interesting. Let's debug. Yay. Love debugging. Let's find out if this gets fired. Well, actually first, maybe, if you recall when I said that sometimes running on the server gives you issues. Let's see if it is that. Because I'm trying to run it on the server, obviously the server's not even live right now. Let's see. If it still don't work, then we'll go through debugging. Oh. Like I said, I do everything more or less on the fly, so I don't have any reference to follow or anything like that. It's just a case of do it, let's see if it works. Debug it when it doesn't. I know a lot of like people, they'll have like a second screen, they have all this stuff on, and they basically just copy and paste on that screen. I don't. Okay, no, it's still not working, so we need to find out where exactly it's not working. Does this even get fired? Let's find out. If this does get fired, does this ever get set? Let's throw another one down here. At this point, stop. We're trying to equip a weapon already. See if we get to the end. It's unlikely, but let's see if we do. let's see if we even fire this event. If we don't, then I'll clear the issues a little bit earlier. I'll debug some extra stuff down that way. The job of a programmer: write code, test code, rewrite code, test code, repeat. No. Okay. So it isn't firing this at all. So this has got to be further back. If we, I wonder actually, is it? Let me just double check the item itself is actually set up. Here, what's the slot type? None. Okay, that's why. Trying to equip it to no slot. That would help. Okay, no, that should work. Okay, cool. So if it has a corrected, it changed both images for some reason, but okay. So yay, it's here, and then oh, we have a sword here. Yay. So what about my stats? Okay, we have attack power 0. Okay, let's take a look at the weapon. It should be 20. So let's take a look. And I think it's because we're updating a public variable when there's a private one that kind of overrules it. Alright, best damage. Right, okay. It's the base damage we actually need to update, and then that will update the public variable elsewhere, because the base damage is private. Okay. We'll set base damage. Oh wait, why am I trying to do that? So if we just fix this, so neaten this up a little bit, because things will get much harder to read when they start getting messy. Okay. No. Save this. That should update the base damage now properly. So, oh yeah, it updated both slots, didn't it? Let's sort that out. If we go to the secondary slot, I think it's because, yeah, we're looking for weapon slot here. So, compile. There we go. Slight little overlooks. That's all. I hope this stream has been interesting, by the way, for you guys. and it's programming, which is a pretty dull subject to start with. But hey, okay, that's updating correctly now. So, damn it, I always do that. I press ESC to close the screens down, but in the editor, what ESC does is it closes the simulation down. So, happens. The joy. If you're wondering why right now the character has like no clothes or anything like that, is because all that stuff now is done server side, so it doesn't actually have access to my character, which is a bit of a ugh. But so do we have the weapon? Yes, we have the weapon. Let's see if the base damage. Let's go find some light. Okay. Cool. Now the character profile. I still don't have attack power. Interesting. So let's find out why that is. Why is that? So we set this. It's currently to 20. Where do we get it from? This item. Let's take a look here. If we make this instance editable, is it just a blueprint that is not picking it up correctly? Oh, well, I don't know. Let's get this public damage as well. See what's going on. No. It's ironic, isn't it? The most simplest thing, which is just setting a variable, is the one that's giving the most grief right now. So if we encrypt this, and go here, we have 0 attack power. So let's go to the world hierarchy and find the player car BP. Okay. So they have 0. I think I don't know. Let's have a look. Ah, that's why. We got the wrong reference here. So I was just getting the equip armor reference. Let's go get the actual weapon reference instead of the armor reference. Because the armor's not going to give us any attack power. None at all. Okay. There we go. That should work perfectly fine now. Well, I think there's one more little minor issue, which is the when you equip a weapon, don't actually put it on the back, or when you unequip it doesn't change the socket. So we'll take a look at that next. So right, so let's take a look. I have 20 power right now. Equip you. Oh, wrong one. And I have 20 power. Cool. It's not 0 now. So let's give the item some realistic power. Um, it says to something like 200. And just to show you guys that it's working. An update as well, if anyone's been keeping up to date with the development side of things in the Discord. Martin, or rather a friend of mine called Martin, who's working on the armor set, he said he's going to start working on that today, so soon there'll be some armor that we can also throw in, as well as some of these weapons. The characters are going to start looking really cool, so I can't wait. So yeah, I've equipped that, and yeah, we've got 200 power now. Okay, so that's good. And I don't know if you've noticed by watching the stream, but I updated some of the animations. I'm still doing some server-side testing to make sure all the movement works fine on the server, but I updated some of the animations here, and they will actually lean left and right when they're running. Kind of cool. And the attack is a little bit better. A bit more fluent as well. Need to adjust some speeds and do some counter animations and stuff, but it's a bit better. Anyway, honestly, the render here updates are fine as well to reflect that. I don't know what to do with this, like, it's black background and it just looks terrible, so I need to kind of do something with the background, but I'm not entirely sure what yet. But the render should update, sees the, when you're equipping different armor or things like that, you'll be able to see that a bit closer out. Obviously, you can zoom right in as well, to view your character, etc. when it comes to equipping armor and things. So the main thing is now when I press C, and as you can see the stamina bar goes and the crosshair goes, so it should be on the back, but it's not. So they'll go take a look at that. So right, is this valid? Did we press in there? Yes. Okay. So press C. Yep. The sheath weapon. We come through here. Okay, I think I actually have these two the wrong way around, I think. Oh, it's so lucky. Equipped. Unless, oh wait, that'll be why. Okay. Yeah. When we equip a weapon here, once we find out it's valid, we actually need to tell the game that you're no longer using unarmed combat, basically, because it still thinks we are. So, we come through here, and before we refresh the inventory, we can set unarmed to true, false rather, and we now have a weapon, so set has weapon equipped. You can set this to true, because we do. Whether it's sheathed or not is irrelevant, because we do have it equipped. So let's hit play. And I think there's one more thing I need to just tweak in the system, is to attach it on equip as well. Right, so if we equip this and go to where there's a little bit of light so we can see what's going on. So let's go back and debug why that might be. So it'll be here when we're unsheathing. The joys of debugging. It can be very tedious. Does it think the game's paused? I don't know. We'll see. And this one. And this one. I apologize that OBS Studio, by the way, keeps disconnecting and reconnecting if there's anyone still left here. But I don't know why. I will have a look into that for future streams and see if I can figure that out. Because I have no idea why OBS is whinging about connecting and reconnecting. So I do apologize for that, by the way. And I don't know when it disconnected. I only see it when it says it's reconnected. So basically I'm just going through and putting debug on, because when we unsheath the weapon, i.e. go to holster it on our back, it doesn't actually work. It just stays socketed to their hand. And I think it's because I've got these two backwards. Sheathing is when you're putting it away, and unsheathing is when you're equipping it, right? It's just change the names of these. Let's go equip a weapon in hand. Right, let's just make it a little bit more readable. And then unequip weapon to sheath. And okay, so yeah, we're just going through debugging this, see what's what, see what's actually getting fired and what isn't. Okay, I think I just figured it out. Anyway, we're actually getting this. Damn it, we don't need this slot here. We need the weapon sheath slot. Sometimes I don't even need to debug the whole thing, just by going through it like that. Figure out something. Let's have a look. And I'm going to copy this real quick and move that to the equipped weapons here. We do all this lovely equipping stuff. Damn it, autosave. Wrong time. Okay. So here, I'm just going to put it in here as well, so that when we actually equip the item initially, when it gets set to 000 in the world, it doesn't stay there until you equip the item to your hand. Instead it will just spawn and get immediately attached to the sheath socket. I do need to add a variable. Oh, actually, because if they have the weapon already out or unsheathed, whatever, then the equip it is going to attach it to the unsheathed when it shouldn't. So we can create a variable, the boolean, weapon holstered Is the weapon holstered or sheathed, so whatever. I know holster is usually referred to like modern weaponry, like handgun holsters and things, but oh well. And this is where we are equipping, and it doesn't matter whether we're unarmed or not. The point is the weapon at this point, if we're equipping, shouldn't be sheathed or holstered. Let's just rename that. So if I come back to this later, like weapon holstered, So yeah, we just need to decide the socket here using that branch. Where should this be socketed? Well, it depends if the weapon is sheathed or not at the time when we equip it. Because if it is, then obviously it needs to go there. And if it isn't, then it needs to go here. Which is the slot type, I believe. i.e. weapon. And in fact, we'll just use X. A little bit easier. And where's this weapon ref? Not the we'll do the ammo equip ref. We'll do this one. Here and here. Compile. So yeah, now it shouldn't just stay at 000 in the middle of the world somewhere when you first equip it. It should check if we should be sheathed or not, and then put it to the slot as well at the same time. And I shouldn't need these debugs now, but I'm going to leave them there just in case. But I think the issue was here where I was taking this slot and using that instead. But let's have a look. And hopefully this all works, all good. However, unfortunately I'm not going to be able to get through everything. It's already been an hour and a half. Didn't expect it to take this long. But oh, if we equip this, okay, yep, that's good. Oh damn it, I got them the wrong way around. Okay. That is hilarious. It is working. Let's get rid of these plain strings because we don't need them. Because I think yeah, everything got defined so far. So wait, right. If we're not in oh fuck's sake. If we're not in combat, then we need to equip the weapon to the unsheathed. So yeah, I got these the wrong way around. Yeah. Okay. So if we're not in combat, then we'll basically put the weapon to the sheath. If we are, then we'll equip it to the hand. When we equip it to the hand, we don't want to use the weapon sheath socket. We want to use this. Yeah. I had these completely the wrong way around, right? Okay, let's put this to a string and hook these up. Okay, and then we'll put it to the sheath. Hook that up. This means weapon is unsheathed. Weapon. Okay, so that needs to be there. So here the weapon is sheathed. There it is not. Just check the equip script. Weapon is sheathed. If it is, then yeah. Okay. Okay. So Let's have a look. Okay, so if we equip this, for some reason it's gone to my hand. There's a default for this. Oh, it's false. Okay, let's make that true. Because it should be always sheathed on begin play, or when you start the first time. So, the default's correct. Let's say this. Yeah. Now, we equip. Okay, that's good. It's now on my back, which is where it's supposed to be, because we've got equipped. And let's have a see. Also, I don't have an actual sheathing and unsheathing animation, but when I get one up, it won't be that hard to put in, so... Okay, so it's when we press C. Now, so it equips it to the right place. The initial time, when we press C, it does not. It doesn't change anything. So, why is that? Let's have a look. Here. Enter the combat state. So, we press C, we enter this combat state. And if we are already in combat, and play is not paused, we unequip weapon. She is using the reference if it's valid. If that's true, then okay. So why? No. Do we set a reference when we equip it? Where's the equipped? No, we don't. Oh yeah, we do. Right there. So I should have the right reference in. Why don't you want to play a ball? Yeah. Debug then, I guess. Make sure it's not paused. Let's just drag up these false pins because I have a feeling it's probably one of these. That is doing it. And okay. Okay. That is a bit true. And damn it, that might be why. Okay, so it breaks out the loop first. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We want to break out the loop after we set the right variables. Okay. but I'm going to continue with this just in case. I think that should solve the issue where the break was, but and I'm also going to do here is add a breakpoint as well. And we'll add another breakpoint here. Now, the breakpoint should stop the code at that point and allow me to go through it step by step. If you're wondering why I've added these breakpoints, I can check the values and whatnot. Oh, I can't wait to go grab some coffee. It's not bad. And I just want to grab a cup of coffee. Okay. Let's see what what happens now this time around. Rather. So we equip. Damn it! I press escape again to dismiss the menus. I just gotta shake my head and close my eyes every single time I press escape in a simulation. Right, C. Player has no equipped weapon. Okay. So basically we don't even get to loop. Because it just comes up here. Has weapon equipped. Now. Did we set the wrong variable here? Has weapon equipped? No, that's fine. So why or when it's fine. Technically we don't even need that check-in anyway, because if there isn't a weapon equipped, then it's never going to find the slot in this equipped array anyway. So instead of it grieving about a condition that doesn't technically need to be there anyway, let's get rid of it. Has weapon equipped. Well, that's in the wrong place as well. If the slot exists, and the play is not paused, then yeah, we have a weapon equipped. Here we go. And again, we're breaking the loop far too early. Let's go. Because when this is called, then we break the loop here. Now, I think I need to. Yeah, okay. I need to create a new event for this loop specifically. But when we break out of this loop, it's gonna stop any code from running thereafter. So let's just create another one for here. So let's see. This should be resolved now, or should be. Pardon me. I think I'm gonna know the city soundtrack just off by heart, surely. Let's go here. Okay. And oh, don't like that. Oh yeah. A little bit of break. I think it worked that time, because I think it's going to the break point now. At least I hope so. Yeah, that one's crashed. Come on. I suppose we just gotta wait. Let's see what it does. So now, it's not doing anything. Let me, okay, about the standard macro library, go away. Wait, why are you even using that? Let me just disable these for now. Do they get like stopping midway through? Let's try that again without the breakpoints. So we don't need them anyway. What if this works? See, some things you can just program and they just work perfectly fine. You can fly through some things, and then other things, they just annoy you. Okay, is it gonna do the same thing again? Okay, there we go. There we go. Without the breakpoints. Cool. Okay. Now. It seems like that pretty much is fine. So let's see if it equips the right place when we go into combat first, which it should do. So instead of spawning on my back, it should spawn directly into my hand, or in a real life situation, replace the current weapon the player has when if they have their weapon unsheathed. So, if we go into combat first with the plus, and then equip. No! I'm gonna cry. Okay, it doesn't like that first. And when you unequip it, don't refresh the inventory either, so that's easy. Okay, why is this doing this? First of all, the easy one, just refresh that, so put the item back in the inventory. Weapon sheath, if it's not, it's going to the weapon. It's a socket spell, right? It looks like it is. Okay. That's really weird. So, the question. It's true. Here it's false. So if it's true, it's what it is. So basically, it should work, but it doesn't. So that's a typical scenario. No. Runs all the way through. So we if we simply just get rid of that condition as well, because if this isn't valid or doesn't exist in the first place, we already set it here. Let's see, shall we? Just to show you guys a little bit easier what I'm trying to do, or test rather, is if I... Right, let me go find the inventory here. Let me add I think it's the lifeblood here. I think if it was a weapon that's there right now. Let's go to the double check lifeblood. So yeah, okay. Open. To choose this. So if we equip this, what if I could equip that? That's basically what I'm trying to solve right now, is that. Quite clear to see. Just this one last little bug here. So yeah, that's what I want to show you guys, and it's the last thing that's wrong with it. And I think it's simply because they're allowed to equip when the weapon isn't sheathed, or rather, they're allowed to equip when an item already exists, sort of thing. We go through here, and if it's equals true, it should do nothing, but yeah, it does. So that's basically what I'm trying to resolve real quickly before because it's the only issue that it's got is if a weapon is already equipped, basically don't do anything here. As you saw, just that it did. It's like a okay. Why? No. Where's modifiers, the weapon sheaths, and let's attach this to an end. Basically, what we want to check is that they're not in combat as well. That should stop them being able to equip while you're in combat, sort of thing. And hopefully that should work now. Perfectly smooth. Perfectly, or at least. Let's hit play. Wow. 1 hour stream turned to 2 hours. Sorry about that if anyone stuck around and they was busy or whatever. Really sorry about that. I also did not expect it to be 2 hours. So if we equip this and do this. Interesting, it's not on her in the thing. It's just on her socket. Why is that? That is really weird. But what I will do is I'll figure that out. And I will probably post the reason that was happening, because that's just really weird. There's clearly a branch here that checks if it's already equipped or not, and if this weapon slot exists. So it should never go off false to be able to spawn it, to be able to socket it to the sheath point. It's just really weird. But okay, I will take a look. I'll post it on Discord because it's an interesting little issue that nonetheless, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. We've done some of the stuff that I was going to plan to do, but not all of it, and unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. I don't want to keep you guys here all day, streaming all day, just to get through everything. You probably have plans and all other stuff. However, I will probably organize, well, if you guys want to message me, I will organize another stream to get through the rest of it, which is the weapon attachments, and I think that's it. I think we covered most things. So there's the sheathing and unsheathing we've done, the socketing we've done, the stats which we've done, they get added on. So yeah, there's just the weapon attachments and modifiers and switching between primary and secondary. Basically being allowed to have 2 sets of weapons. I will probably set up another stream for that. If you guys want, just DM me. For now though, I'm going to end the stream and I'll post on Discord. That's a weird little issue. So thank you for watching, and drop me a message, let me know how you think it went. Take care, goodbye.